The Birthmark by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Let's first give a real-world take on this subject. We often recognize the harsh beauty standards of society. As individuals, physical imperfections are a part of who we are. This may make us feel insecure and vulnerable, but could also be seen as a gift that shapes who we truly are. Some things like these are destined to be, so alterations are not meant to be made. In other words, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Here's a quick overview. Hawthorne's The Birthmark is a short story of a man of science attempting to perfect his wife of her small imperfection. The language, characters, and symbolism utilized throughout the text emphasize the plot and gives the audience a sense of deep sorrow. First, let's go over the characters. Almer is Georgiana's husband, who was used to be a critique to science. He had a very strong desire to make his wife perfect, in his eyes of course, and he does this upon love and his strong obsession towards her, which represents cupiditas. He also has authority over his wife, since his decision led to the procedure. This is a critique since it shows that not all things could even be fixed. Our next character is Georgiana, who is his wife. She is very submissive towards him, since she was satisfied with her own physical appearance but still went on to satisfy her husband. She makes this sacrifice of herself, which shows caritas. Our next character is Aminadab, which was Almer's science underworker. He represents a man's physical nature with his mechanical skills, strength, and appearance, such as his shaggy hair and his bulky frame. He was used to show the more accepting side of society, since he himself said if it were his choice, he would keep her the way she was. Symbolism was another element that Hawthorne utilized. He used the birthmark itself as the symbol of a flaw or imperfection. The birthmark in this story was a deep crimson tint with a small shape similar to a hand. This was also referred to as the fatal flaw of humanity. Here's some evidence in the text. In this manner, selecting it as the symbol of his wife's liability to sin, sorrow, decay, and death, Almer's somber imagination was not long in rendering the birthmark a frightful object, causing him more trouble and horror than ever. Georgiana's beauty, whether of soul or sense, had given him delight. Foreshadowing was another factor. Georgiana's death was what was foreshadowed in the story. She had an intuition that showed something was off about getting the procedure done. This was when she fainted and had white cheeks before the removal of the birthmark. Here's the citation. As he led her over the threshold of the laboratory, Georgiana was cold and tremulous. When Georgiana recovered consciousness, she found herself breathing an atmosphere of penetrating fragrance, the gentle potency of which had recalled her from the death-like faintness. So, to conclude, The Birthmark is a short story that could be viewed as the reality of life. Hawthorne uses Georgiana's birthmark as a symbol of mortality and fatal flaws of nature. The foreshadowing allows readers to predict this inevitable outcome of attempting to perfect something that was not meant to be.